Adolf Hitler was one of the most protected and paranoid dictators in human history. Surviving over 40 assassination attempts, he saw traitors everywhere. He didn't even trust his closest friends. In 1934, during the Night of the Long Knives, Hitler ordered the execution of Ernst Röhm, his longtime ally and head of the SA. To survive in his inner circle, loyalty wasn't enough. You had to pass a series of brutal, psychological, and deadly tests. So, what did it actually take to gain the Führer's absolute trust? Let's find out. The first barrier to entering Hitler's inner circle was not your military skill. It was your blood. Anyone seeking to become his personal bodyguard, adjutant, or high-ranking officer had to undergo a brutal genealogical screening. They had to obtain the Ahnenpass, the ancestry certificate. SS experts meticulously tracked the candidate's family tree. To stand next to Hitler, you had to prove a completely pure Aryan lineage, with absolutely no Jewish ancestry dating back to the year 1750. A single blank spot in your family history or one suspicious relative meant instant dismissal, disgrace, or a ticket to a concentration camp. Your loyalty began a century before you were even born. Once your blood was proven pure, you had to bind your soul. While regular German soldiers swore allegiance to the country or the Constitution, Hitler's inner circle and the SS took a chillingly different oath, the Führereid. This wasn't a standard bureaucratic ritual. It often took place at midnight, under the flickering light of hundreds of torches, in front of high stone altars. Candidates looked into the eyes of their commanders and swore absolute, unconditional obedience not to Germany, but to the person of Adolf Hitler himself, unto death. This ritual was a psychological trap. In their minds, breaking this oath wasn't just treason against the state. It was a betrayal of God, punishable by immediate execution. But what if you were closer to his daily life? What if you cooked his meals or served his table? Then your loyalty was tested with every single bite. Hitler was terrified of being poisoned. To protect himself, a group of 15 young women was forced to become his personal food tasters at the Wolf's Lair. Every single day, an hour before Hitler sat down to eat, these women had to consume his strictly vegetarian meals under armed guard. They wept during every lunch, knowing that any bite could be their last. Only after an hour passed, and the women showed no signs of agony, was the food finally served to the Führer. To be in his presence meant playing Russian roulette 3 times a day. Even if you passed the blood test, swore the oath, and survived the kitchen, you were never truly safe. You were constantly watched by the Reichssicherheitsdienst, the RSD, Hitler's elite secret security service, led by Hans Rattenhuber. Their job wasn't just to protect the Führer, but to spy on his inner circle. RSD agents tapped phones, intercepted personal letters, and shadowed the wives and families of Hitler's closest allies. A single political joke told by your cousin, a suspicious financial transaction, or a private conversation overheard by a hidden microphone meant immediate ruin. In Hitler's circle, walls had ears, and your closest friend could be an informant reporting your every breath. So, what was the ultimate prize for gaining the dictator's absolute trust? For men like Martin Bormann or Joseph Goebbels, who successfully passed every test, the price of loyalty was the highest imaginable. They didn't win power or safety. Instead, they won a front-row seat to the end of the world. In April 1945, those who were closest to Hitler found themselves trapped in a claustrophobic underground bunker in burning Berlin, sharing the final days, the madness, and the ultimate cyanide pills with the man they served. In the end, gaining the absolute trust of a paranoid tyrant wasn't a reward. It was a beautifully disguised death sentence.